Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dt02 RC YouTube channel. Thanks for clicking on the video. In this video, as you can see, we've got a new car, and this car is a Tamiya Dt02 Holiday Buggy, as you'll have probably seen from the title. So this car is a new car of mine. I got this as a birthday present, and I've got the whole summer, or what's left of it, to enjoy it, which is nice. As you'll probably have seen, I'm not sure which way round it is going to go, but there is also a build video where I do the stickers, the body shell, and then obviously the full chassis. As you can see, I've changed location. I've got this garage here, and you'll have seen these cars before, this row of cars, and I used to work in the other part of the garage in a different section. But I decided to move to here so that it's kind of easier to see the full collection, and also it's just a nicer background, nicer space, and it's kind of like a nice bench where you can see all the cars. Just to give you a quick tour, obviously we've got the Quake Wave, which I've had for probably about a year now, Top Force Evo, the new Holiday Buggy, Monster Beetle, and then we've got the Mad Bull. Then we've got up there, we've got the Dt01 Stadium Raider. We've got the Dt02, and then we've got the Kyosho, what is that? Pure 10 Spider Mark II. There you go. So we've got that. Then we've got a few bits and bobs at the back there, a few parts and stuff. It's a little bit messy, the garage, but it's quite a good space to keep the cars because of the weather, really, to be honest. It's a clean, dry place, quite an open bench, as you can see, and it's quite a good temperature, not too hot, not too cold, which I guess is quite good for these cars. And then down there, if I quickly show you, yeah, like I said, it's a bit messy, but we've got two Dt01s there. We've got a Mad Bull, as you can see, and a Mad Fighter. Yeah, and then up here actually we've got a Dandy Dash as well, a Nico Dandy Dash. Anyway, let's get back onto the car. So this car, Tamiya Dt02 Holiday Buggy, I really wanted this car for quite a long time, and that's why I was very lucky that I got one. This came from Time Tunnel Models, and I was really happy because it came next day, which is pretty unheard of other than Amazon. Obviously everyone knows next day delivery from Amazon, but this was quite amazing that this actually came the next day. Yeah, so I really like this car. As you can see, I've put all of the box art decals. It comes in this blue colour, that's just the actual colour of the plastic, and then you kind of just put the decals on there, put the little bits like the person in and the roof and these lights and stuff and the cans. And then in terms of electrics that I'm running on it now, so I put the 380, so standard 380 that came with it in the box. So I've currently got that in there because, well, I've got a 9-turn brushless kit coming for this car, but I thought it would be cool just to drive it at 10 miles an hour, which is actually what it is, genuinely 10 miles an hour, just to see what it's like at that kind of speed. And I've driven it already, but it's kind of more of a test run, not really its first proper run. As you can see, it's really clean, just like it was when I built it. It's not really any dirtier. Like I said, it was literally a quick test run that I did indoors, and that was it. Now let's get the shell off, and I'll show you the rest. So as you can see, normal Dt02 chassis, great chassis this car. In terms of electronics, I just bring it closer to the camera so you can see, maybe change zoom and focus. Yeah, so I've got the Dt01 BK Tamiya speed controller. It's it's an older speed controller, but it still works really good, and it was basically new condition. We just had this one lying around. Yeah, really good condition. I've just got 3000 battery in there, which will last forever with with such a small motor. Then I've gone for a 27 MHz, so megahertz, receiver, and I've gone for a Futaba, quite good actually, Futaba servo. I've currently got the standard friction shocks, which are awful, but to be honest, for tarmac that's fine, and I'm going to be using it mostly on tarmac for now. I might upgrade these shocks, I think I probably will, but yeah, like I said, as long as they're not moving, they're actually not bad. So if you kind of go like that, you can kind of see it's kind of rigid and it keeps the shape. If you push down on them though, it just stays there. So yeah, it's a little bit strange like that, these friction shocks. Anyway, so the reason why I didn't go for 2.4 and I actually got that receiver there, and this is a quick aside, just one thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll show you. I'll get the controller out. So this controller here, my Fly Sky 10 channel control, I did like it because of the functionality of it, but it stopped working. Literally one button here, it's the most important button, as you'll see, turns on, everything's good, everything's fine, until you try and hold this down to try and change the car, and it doesn't work. And that is the enter button for all of the settings as well, so not only just to change it, but for all the settings in general. And so now that that's broken, the whole thing is useless, and I used to use it for all my cars, Quakewave, Top Force, all of them. So I thought, well, I kind of got annoyed with 2.4 gigahertz, and the reason for that is because, I'll quickly show you here. So this is the Carson 2.4 gigahertz controller. This is only a 1 channel, which makes it quite annoying because oh no, sorry, it's a 2 channel, sorry, I'm wrong. But it's not something like a 10 channel where you can have the functionality of having 1 controller for all your cars, whereas this is only 2 channels. So, and also it feels like a kid's toy. I don't know if anyone has got one of these, but you'll probably tell from the camera, it feels like it's come out of a Christmas cracker. It's really poor quality, even worse than Fly Sky, and Fly Sky are not great, they're not the best. And then the only really other option is the Acorns 2.4, but the technology in the Acorns 2.4 controllers are not very good. They're really laggy at a distance that this could go at. So you could do, I don't know how many meters this is, 50 meters, which is more than enough, 60 meters, 70 meters, something, it's around that. And when you do that with the Acorns 2.4, it starts getting laggy, even at 50 meters, when 2.4 should be about 100 meters to 200, I think. It should definitely be better than the 27 megahertz. So I decided to go back to these. I haven't changed all of them to the old receivers yet, but I think I might do that. I just prefer the build quality of these old controllers, especially the Acorns one. The Acorns 2.4 controller is actually really good quality, but like I said, there's the tech problems with it, the receiver and stuff, it's not very good. So I just decided to use this old-fashioned Acorns, works really well. I've got a Band 6 crystal, and I've got one that's in the car now, and then I just swap that for all the other cars when I want to use them. So it's not a big deal. Right then, in the usual spot with the Holiday Buggy, let's give it a run. Let's see if I can handle the power of 380. Wow. No, I'm only joking, that's not top speed, right? There you go. It's actually not bad. The acceleration is good, obviously top end, it just finishes the acceleration quite quickly and it just tops out, but it's not bad. In terms of handling, I mean, it's very difficult to say because it's such the slow top speed that, I don't know, all cars handle quite well at low speed, so I guess the real test is high speed. But yeah, obviously, with such a slow motor, it handles superbly, like every car should, I think. One thing I noticed is the braking is not very good, but I guess because it's not a brushless. Brushless brake really well. But yeah, it's not bad. Acceleration-wise, quite good. So, although I wasn't going to take it on the track, I think if I did, it wouldn't actually be too bad, because, to be honest, you can't use the full power of something like the Top Force, or the Mad Dog, or even the Quake Wave. Even though that silver can, it's got 540 silver can, but it's really quick, and you could just about hit top speed with that over here around the track. So I don't know, I think it'd do alright. But yeah, it is really satisfying, because this is the first car I've built new from the box. I have built cars in the past, but that's when I've restored them, and they've been pre-built, and then I've taken them apart, rebuilt. So it was really quite satisfying, and it's quite satisfying to see that I've actually built a car that works. So that's quite cool. Right, that's enough of that. If I just turn the camera around, then you'll see some straight line speed. I'll probably just bring it back a little bit so you can see it. Right, 3, 2, 1. Wow, that's not bad. To be honest, if someone hadn't told me this is 380 and I just saw it accelerating like that, I would have thought it's got a decent motor in it. Like, I mean, not a brushless, obviously, but I would have thought it's something more like a sport tuned or a super stock motor. And I think part of that acceleration and the pretty good speed is because it's two-wheel drive.